So the Royal Rumble is coming up this Saturday in just a few days in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's right around the corner, literally. I don't know when this video is going to be uploaded. Probably just 2 days maybe before the event or so. Maybe one day, who knows, we'll see. But I am recording this on Wednesday, so it is very close. And well, I decided to wait so that we can make some last minute Royal Rumble predictions. I'm going to be focusing on the Royal Rumble matches, so not on the other matches on the card. I'm just going to be focusing on the Women's Royal Rumble match and the Men's Royal Rumble match. More specifically, the returns. Who's going to return in this match? You know, the Royal Rumble has a legacy of being the place where all these epic returns happen and anything can happen. Anyone can return, and it's a very exciting time. So yeah, it's that season. And we're going to be going over the possible returns, the possible entrants. So let's begin. And keep in mind, these predictions will be predictions that are actually quite likely. So there will be reasoning behind all of these. These are not just, I hope it happens. You know, these are actual reasonable predictions. So let's get started. The first one on the list right here is going to be Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder. He was Zack Ryder in the WWE, obviously. Now he's Matt Cardona. He's an independent wrestler. He's wrestled for TNA, AEW, and he's wrestled in the indies. It's been a very good career for him as of late. It's really worked out for him outside WWE, and that's not really the case for a lot of former WWE stars. So that just tells you Matt Cardona is a great wrestler. He is indeed a great talent, and it would be amazing to have him back in the WWE. He did say that he's going to be in Indianapolis this weekend. So, I don't know if that's a tease. I don't know how that's going to go. All I know is that it's highly possible. And I think because WWE is now working with TNA and Matt Cardona has obviously worked with TNA for a long time as of late, I think it's very likely that it can happen. Matt Cardona has actually teased in the last few years a return to the Royal Rumble. He's actually been a prediction I've had every single year since like 2021 or 2022. But yeah, it's never happened until now. I mean, we already saw how WWE is working with TNA, so that already tells you that the chances are only growing. Who knows? We're going to see Zack Ryder back in WWE, though. I think that Matt Cardona himself has said that if he does come back to the WWE, he will not be Zack Ryder. He has to be Matt Cardona. And I think Triple H is someone who would respect and understand that. So yeah. The second one on the list is Joe Hendry, the man himself. I believe in Joe Hendry because I love him in London, Paris, Tokyo, and Indianapolis, possibly. We might see him there. We last saw him a few months ago on NXT. Obviously, he was a part of the NXT journey in 2024. He had some great matches, and he's also one of the most loved TNA wrestlers currently, and the fans in WWE love him, and it would just be insane. It would be an insane pop. Obviously, WWE is working with TNA now, so it's very likely that we see this happen. I think we're going to get, for sure, some TNA appearances in the Royal Rumble match. They loved doing this. Even when Vince was there, Mickie James came to the Women's Royal Rumble match, which was actually quite odd. I think this was in 2022. But yeah, it was pretty surprising, and WWE and TNA did not have a partnership together, but now they do, which means we're for sure to get some NXT entrants. And if there's any man, it's got to be Joe Hendry. Now, the next one on the list is actually The Rock, the final boss. That's right. It's very likely that The Rock is actually at the Rumble, more likely than you think. I know The Rock, he's busy, he's doing all this stuff. He's barely even there. He's not been there since, the week that WWE debuted on Netflix. And before that, he was at Bad Blood. And before that, he was at the Raw after WrestleMania. But it's time that we get another Rock run. It's clear that the WWE intends on doing something with him. Hopefully. I did make a video on The Rock's road to WrestleMania and how it's looking like right now, or what it could look like. You guys can check that out after this one on my channel. But yeah, I think that The Rock being in the Rumble is actually something I did not mention in my other video, but it seems a pretty possible thing. And I think The Rock being in the Rumble and possibly winning it would be a great move. It would be quite controversial because obviously there's so much talent in the Rumble, so much potential stars. But let's be honest, not just anyone's going to win this Rumble. We already know that both world titles right now are up there. These matches have to be good at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. We have to get some really good matches. So no one that, deserves the opportunity is going to win this year around. We're going to get someone who it makes sense for the story. And The Rock does make sense for the story. We obviously need The Rock. We need to see The Rock go up against Cody, or maybe we see him go up against Roman. I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully we do get something with The Rock this year. And the Rumble is a perfect opportunity for The Rock to come in and claim his spot at WrestleMania. It would be pretty damn interesting. The Rock certainly has a possible spot into the Royal Rumble. It would be freaking amazing. And on the topic of TNA stars, I know I'm kind of out of order here. I talked about The Rock, but before I talked about The Rock, I talked about Joe Hendry, obviously, but let's talk about another TNA star who was actually a former WWE star, Nick Nemeth, also known as Dolph Ziggler. Most famously known as Dolph Ziggler, of course. He had more than a decade long career in the WWE, and he undoubtedly made a name for himself. He was very popular. Unfortunately, he never got all the way up there, with the Roman Reigns and with Seth Rollins and with the John Cena. But he's definitely somebody that the WWE fans appreciate, and it would be so freaking cool to see Dolph Ziggler back in WWE, but not as Dolph Ziggler, as Nick Nemeth. Because this is going to be a very different thing. If we do see former WWE stars coming in with new gimmicks after leaving WWE and coming in from like TNA, that would be insane, because it's going to be the first time that we see how the departure from the WWE changed this person. And seeing this change on WWE TV, it's a big deal. That's what we saw with Cody Rhodes, obviously, when he came back as the American Nightmare. We saw how the departure from the WWE changed Cody, and obviously it changed him for the better. But will we see this happen with Dolph Ziggler, aka Nick Nemeth? Possibly. I doubt he's going to come back full-time, but I think he has a spot in the Rumble for sure. A clear invitation for him. I mean, Nick Nemeth is a great star, and I think it's a door open for him because he's in TNA and the TNA partnership is going on. So even if it's a one-time thing, it's still going to be cool to see how Dolph Ziggler changed, see that Nick Nemeth persona in the WWE. That would be pretty damn cool. That would be a very big deal. And the same thing goes for Jeff Hardy, except obviously Jeff Hardy is a WWE legend. He didn't change his gimmick much, after departing from WWE. If anything, he took his WWE gimmick everywhere else, AEW, TNA. But it would be fun. It would be amazing to see him back in the WWE, even if it's for a one-time Royal Rumble appearance. We need Jeff Hardy in there, man. It would just be insane. The door is wide open for Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, so that's the other person on my list. The Hardy Boys being in the Royal Rumble would be huge. It would be amazing. But yeah, the door is open. TNA, this partnership with WWE can take this to a whole new level, and I think you start by bringing in the Hardys, Joe Hendry, the biggest stars you got. Now let's talk about the women. We've talked about the men a lot. Let's talk about the women. Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss has been gone for a long time, and obviously she had a child. It's not easy for a wrestler to come back after becoming a mother. Oh, my Alexa just went off after I said Alexa Bliss. Yeah, all right. I was not talking to you, Alexa. You didn't hear that, Alexa, right? All right. Yeah, stay quiet, Alexa. So Bliss has been gone for a long time. And like I said, she had her child. It's not easy for a wrestler to come back after becoming a mother. So Bliss has been doing her thing at home, and much respect to that. But the door is wide open. I mean, the fans want her back. It's been a minute. I think it would be perfect for her to return at the Rumble. However, recently she posted a message to her child where she said, "I'll be here for a while," something like that, which could be a way to throw off the fans into thinking that she's not coming back. But it could also be that she's straight up not coming back and she's just making that public. So who knows? That message could have multiple meanings. We're gonna have to wait until Saturday to find out. It would be huge to see Alexa Bliss come back, though. This new era of WWE needs Alexa Bliss. The women's division is going to go to a whole new level with Bliss. We know how great Bliss is, so I cannot wait to see if she does come back. Now let's talk about Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, obviously she was recently, well, not recently, it's actually been 2 months already, which is kind of shocking because I remember like it was just yesterday, where she was mysteriously attacked, and obviously she was taken out of TV, but we don't know who the attacker is. It's probably Naomi, probably Bianca Belair, but we don't know who it is for sure. And I think the Rumble is obviously a perfect place for her to return. It's been 2 months already, and I think we need some answers. And I think in the Rumble match, we might find out maybe Naomi or Bianca, whoever one of both betrayed Jade Cargill, will end up eliminating her and revealing, herself. But yeah, it's about time that they do something with the storyline because we haven't heard anything and we don't know who this is. but it's about time we find out. And hopefully Jade Cargill does come back at the Rumble. She's obviously a great star. And on top of that, it's 1 year since she, debuted at WWE. Now, but here's a big one, which is actually what CM Punk said. AJ Lee. And I say it's what CM Punk said because when he was recently asked in a social media video who he expects or hopes to see in the Women's Rumble match, he literally said something along the lines of, there's a big one, but, I can't say it. Hearing that from CM Punk only makes you think it's going to be AJ, isn't it? Or maybe he's trolling us. Who knows? But for sure, that would be huge. If AJ Lee is there, that would be insane. Obviously, she has expressed a lack of desire to return to the WWE. She doesn't really feel like doing it, I think. And she's been doing a lot of great things. So, good for her. It's obviously up to her ultimately. But it would be great if, CM Punk managed to convince her to return to the WWE. It would be incredible. Again, we say AJ Lee every single year. And with Punk being back, of course, chances are a lot higher. But it's still just a rumor. It's still just a hope. And there are no official reports indicating that AJ Lee will return. But stay tuned on Saturday. We're sure to find out. Now let's talk about two very different people. These are not wrestlers. These are streamers, YouTube and Twitch streamers. IShowSpeed and Kai Cenat. Yeah, I know. Recently, Kai Cenat was invited to the Royal Rumble, and he did say he was going to be there. And so was IShowSpeed. They were both, obviously, they're the two biggest streamers in the world right now. And they were invited over to the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. So they will be there for sure. But will they be in the match? Well, Kai Cenat, when, asked regarding his appearance at the Rumble, he did say, I'm going to see you there, Speed. We'll see what happens. So is he calling him out? I don't know. It might just be, playing around because obviously it's the WWE. They're both going to be there. It would be a crazy match. Obviously not to a lot of fans because a lot of fans are not familiar with Kai Cenat or IShowSpeed. But, a lot of fans, especially the young fans, are. And this would be very big, and it would draw a lot of publicity to the WWE. I mean, just imagine that. So these two might be in the Rumble match. Who knows? Obviously, there's only 30 spots. So will WWE think that this is worth it? Worth taking up those 2 spots? Maybe. We'll see. It probably is going to create some controversy, considering the fact that these are not wrestlers. These are Twitch streamers, and they're very young. They're not trained professionals and stuff. But it would be pretty cool to see it happen regardless. And yeah, I'm all in for it if I'm honest. But those are about all the names that I have on my list. If you guys have any more, feel free to comment it down below. I'm sure there are a lot of other names. I'll actually name one more. Aleister Black. But the thing with Aleister and why I took him out my list, the problem is that there are reports indicating that Aleister Black will not be able to appear at the Rumble. Even though he is done with AEW, he will not be at the Rumble because he will not be a free agent in time, but he will be free in like February or March. So maybe down the road we will get Aleister Black back in the WWE, and that would be insane. Who else could appear at the Rumble? What are your predictions? Honestly, I don't know what to expect, but hopefully some of these names will be there. Obviously, aside from Speed and Kai Cenat actually being there in the show, obviously they already confirmed that, but we don't know if they will be in the match. So yeah, who do you think will be in the match? Let me know down below. I am looking forward to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am looking forward to what's next in the WWE. Obviously, WWE 2K25 has recently been announced, and I will be making a video on that, so stay tuned. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss that video and any other videos I choose to upload in the future. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Shout out to my Alexa over here who misheard me when I said Alexa Bliss. But anyway, okay, she didn't hear me this time. It was fun making this video, ladies and gentlemen. So please drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. With that being said, again, let me know in the comments who do you think is going to show up. But yeah, Royal Rumble time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a blast this Saturday.